Okay, we're here with Richie Woodhall outside Wembley Stadium. In a couple of hours we're going to have the big one, Froch versus Groves. What have you made of the build-up to all this, Richie?
I've never seen anything like it, to be quite honest. I think you have to go back to the Ben and Eubank days since we've seen anything like it. So it's fantastic for boxing. It really puts our sport at the top of the pile. We think it's the best sport there is, and when you get occasions like this, I think, you know, those views are justified.
Definitely, and of course you fought at this weight division as well, super middleweight. You were world champion. You had a great domestic fight at the end of your career against Joe Calzaghe. What was it like being a fighter going into one of these massive domestic fights?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's extra spice to it when there's a world title on the line against a local rival, if you like. Obviously, when you box someone from Britain, then it means a lot to be a world champion. Yeah, and the problem is you have to keep them invisible blinkers on, and there's so many distractions around, and his supporters, your supporters, and especially on the day of the fight, then you can lose it in the dressing room if you're not careful. So you've got to stay focused throughout the build up to it. And as I say, when you're boxing someone from your own country in a world title fight, then there's that extra special bite, and there's nothing like it really.
Definitely. And did you think you'd ever see something like this on this level, on this scale at Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 people?
Well, I always think that you know, we're very decent in terms of the talent we've got in this country. When you've got two lads at the same weight that create this type of hype, then it's great for the sport. But answering your question, I don't think no one could have imagined a fight selling like this and 80,000 people at Wembley. That's just dreamland, really. So no, I didn't think it would be as big as this. But quite rightly it is, because it was a fantastic first fight. They both give it their all. Carl come out on top, and now George thinks he's got the blueprint to beat Carl Froch, so it makes for a cracking second contest.
No, definitely. And we mentioned you were world champion at this level, and I mean there's British boxing has had so many great fighters at this level in this weight division. I mean, at the moment we look like we could have a repeat of the Eubank Ben Watson days with, of course, Brandon Gonzalez versus James DeGale on the card as well, and the winner of that gets to fight the winner of Froch and Groves.
Yeah, very much so. James DeGale is a fantastic talent, he really is. And then you've got Carl Froch, who's probably coming to the end of his career now. This fight, or maybe the next couple of fights, there's probably 2 fights left in Carl, he knows that. He's had a great career. And then of course you've got George Groves, who I think will be a world champion one day, because he has got the skills, the speed and the power. And when you've got those ingredients, that's what you need to be a world champion. So yeah, you've got three very talented boxers indeed in the same division, and long that may continue. You know, we keep producing these good kids, and let's hope that continues on.
And you mentioned there you think George Groves could be champion one day. Do you think that day will be today?
I think he'll be world champion one day, but I don't think it'll be today. I think Carl Froch has still got enough left in the tank to beat George Groves. But, you know, we shall see. The first fight was a really hard fight for both of them. But at Carl at 36, then obviously the question mark will be over him, whether he's come through that and he's still as strong as he was before. We shall see, but I believe he is still as strong. I've watched him train. So, yeah, like I say, it's a close one to call, but I just edge towards Carl Froch.
And if people can't be here at Wembley Stadium today, if they can't watch it on Sky Box Office, they could hear you on Radio 5 Live.
There's only one place, and that's on the radio. Radio 5 Live. I'll hear Steve Bunce, Mike Costello, who I think is one of the best commentators out there, and myself giving what I think will be good analysis of the contest. So Radio 5 Live, if you can't get to a television screen, get it on the radio.
That's great, Richie. Thank you so much.
No problem.